Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, Lux. Hi, Clara. Uh, I am sorry, uh, that we're starting so late. Um, Definitely did not intend to be starting this late. I promise. I will be figuring out, uh, an actual schedule here soon. Just this month of November has been friggin' weird, man. It has been hectic. Um, and December is probably gonna be just as hectic. Um, Hopefully things can settle back into some more a, a, a sense of normalcy uh soon. But anywho, yeah, so I looked last night as to where we left off. Yeah, we defeated Titania. We went back, we freed Ilmeg, uh, gave them back their knight, that sort of thing. And now I'm hitting the wrong button. Cool. And now we're off back over to Norvrant. So, fair warning. It has been quite a bit since I last played this game. And I may take this opportunity right now to kind of my keyboard has been my W and my 2 keys are like acting up FF11 addict. You may be right, but hey now. You may absolutely be right, but hey now. Okay. Good news is I can walk and still like hold my W and 2 keys to kind of get them to fix each other. I am literally just holding W and 2 simultaneously, and it's doing that. Just in case you were, yeah. Yeah. Wait, huh? Oh, no, it's over here. Good news is I can walk by holding both mouse buttons down, so I can just kind of let my keyboard spaz, and it'll be fine. Look at it. Look, I can hold the button and he just does not walk. It's great. Witnessed my awful keyboard. Yeah, I need a new computer. This is your hot mess bar. She asked for this. I blame her, alright? I hold no blame in this. This was her decision. Not really, it was kind of a mutual decision, but anyway. Good evening to you, sir. I do hope you are well rested. Definitely well rested. I may have gotten slightly addicted to another MMO while I was away, but we don't need to talk about that. I'm here now. Your loyal child is back. Back in the arms of home, alright? I am returned. We're fine. I may be very close to max leveling every class available to me in the free trial of said MMO, but it's fine. We don't need to talk about that. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the Ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. Alright. We're just gonna kind of wander on over, and I'm gonna pop sprint and whee! I'm just holding W and 2 and both mouse buttons so that it still walks, but also this is literally the only solution I've found to fix this. Short of tearing apart my keyboard and my laptop. Like, don't you need to prep for Dawntrail? Dawntrail isn't for another, like, 6 months. I'll be fine. And plus, I'm all caught up with the main story anyway, so I'm ready to go. Well, okay, that's not true. 6.55 should drop in January or February-ish. And when that does, I'll need to do like 2 MSQ quests. But beyond that, no, I'll be fine. I'm ready for Dawn Trail. I love the spam of invalid target on your screen. It's great. I could be spamming an AoE while we're walking around, but I don't want to listen to the sound of Unleash just going. Do you have business with the Crystal XR? Just say the word, and I would be happy to escort you to the Ocular. Yes. Is it voiced? It might be voiced, actually. We're kind of in a very important section of the story. His brain cells have left him. Bold of you to assume I had them in the first place. This is voiced. 100%. I'll stay quiet.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
I stole them all! Hey, buddy. I remember you.
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon?
I mean, okay. In all fairness, story-wise, yes, it has been soon. Time-wise, we're not going to talk about that.
Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
Not entirely unfair.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant.
I like the Dr. Seuss quote. I'm not gonna lie. It fits. It really do.
Wage your war against the Sin Eaters. Put each and every Light Warden to the sword. Prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs.
Can I punt him?
And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
Yeah, sure, you get the popcorn, alright? The first 3 rows are a splash zone!
was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
A colonel, perhaps.
If he simply meant to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Armarang, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Armarang in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
'Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Leda Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take.
You should at least bring someone with you, like Lena, maybe.
Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Or Alphino. Alphino works too.
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There is a church, or rather the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask that you go there before seeking out Y'shtola? You just showed up? Nice, welcome, welcome. It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Yeah, you haven't missed Y'shtola, don't worry. Yet within that hall there remains a tablet whose writings I believe may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. What you been doing? We just been chatting. We met back up with Emmett Selk, who's like, hey, the Exarch summoned you all, and that's pretty impressive. I wanted to know how he did that. And then we were like, no. And he was like, how about that peace treaty? And we were like, no. He's like, alright, see ya. So he effed off. And then the Exarch was like, so about them Sin Eaters. And Alice was like, I'll take Amarang. I'll go look for it in Amarang. And Alphino was like, I'll go look for the one in in Calusia, because I have connections in Yulmore. And so Urianger, myself, Thancred, and Minfilia are all going to Raktika Greatwood to help to find Ishtola and help her find the Light Warden there. And that's basically the gist. You haven't missed much, my guy. A most considerate proposal. I don't remember any of the voices I did for any of these people, so forgive me if it isn't consistent. Very well. Ere we depart to Raktika, we shall journey unto Fort Job that we might secure this relic. I was not listening to a word of that. Well, rip. Don't worry. I'm not repeating it. And I'm teleporting there because I'm lazy. Alright, whatever. Keyboard still doing a broke. Here, amidst these ruins, we will find the Church of the First Light, and within that hallowed hall, the tablet we seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. Bow, bow. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as man's final bastion, but as testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood with its inexorable tides would drown nigh every one, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures which then did rise from that fulgent deluge were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour sin and sinner both, whence came the name of Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twas in the dark they sought solace. The most devout of these worshippers of shadow did then migrate to the Raktika Greatwood, but that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here. Basically, the gist is there used to be a religious group way back before the flood, and they worshipped the light, and then, wouldn't you know it, a world-ending calamity involving the light makes them not like it anymore. Who'da thunk it? Anyway. I need to go down. How do I... Hold on. How do go down? Aha! I am surveying. Aye, this is indeed the church we seek. It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne the scars of decades of disuse. Its subterranean construction hath done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time. Yet the reason for its remarkable preservation, there we go. Yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so rose reverence for the dark, and its followers did want for places of worship. To be plain, the standards which do adorn these walls belong not to those who built them, but to the worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed. preservation proved difficult. Listen, I need to use the restroom, alright? And I'm trying to look for a good stopping point to pause and go use it. My mind is not on reading right now. It is trying not to piss my pants. Oh my goodness. Who subsequently migrated to Raktika, yes? Indeed. 'Twas beneath the shaded boughs of the Raktika Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary. Oft and many times did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The Exarch knoweth full well that Ishtola, in her seclusion, doth labor to learn all she may of the blessed and their past. 'Tis why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet of which he spoke no doubt provideth a glimpse into the history that she so yearneth to comprehend. Well then, we'd better hurry up and find it. Okay, 5 seconds. Hold on. 5 seconds, we're gonna pause. Because I really need to pee. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. I promise. Meow. Okay. I am back. Okay. Search your surroundings for the tablet. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target, and then inspect the area with the mouse button. Alright, cool. Can I... What happens if I select Minfilia? I can barely see my hand in front of my face. Only that torch were a little closer. Why don't you pick it up and grab it? Were the tablet a fragment of Holy Scripture, 'twould most assuredly rest here on this altar. Yet this would, I presume, also have been where the blessed placed the font of seeing used in the practice of their faith. Whither then would they have set the tablet? Can anyone tell me what this infernal tablet even looks like? Don't worry. I know where it is. Haha, I've done this before. You have located the time-worn tablet. This is some epic music for finding a rock. Like... I got it! The point. Within the altar, thou sayest? Nyum. Naught escapeth thine eye, it would seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious. These engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I am not mistaken, they are written in the script of the ancient empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Raktika. It will be no small matter to decipher them. A fine gift for our seeker of truth. 'Tis plain the Exarch understandeth Ishtola only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for our journey into the woods. Into the dark? Into the dark! Ere we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and protect everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the blessed that one's own name must ne'er be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. Yet this commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and, in rare cases, masters their disciples. So it is that Ishtola hath taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard who keepeth vigil at the Great Wood's border. Pretty sure it's not far from here. Doesn't seem far from here. Yeah. Oh, ad break. You know what? We'll wait for the ad break. It's a minute and a half, but this also gives me a chance to kind of... Keyboard! I believe in you, keyboard. I believe in you. You have the capability. Come on. I'm just hitting buttons at this point. Come on. Come on. I believe. This man really just said to speak plain and then proceeded to give a paragraph of Shakespearean. I mean, it's Urianger. Do you expect any different? Hey, look, my keyboard is deciding to work slightly. Y'all, I promise, I'm just holding W and 2 simultaneously. That is all I am doing. Like... I ain't doing anything, Chief. The invalid target spam. Okay, ad break is done. Hi, Meerkat. Well met, traveler. What business brings you here? Yes, of course. Right this way. I have a hunch this is gonna be voiced. Cause new areas are... Hey!
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. and so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka,
Lahi.
to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
Norvranch, the Raktika Greatwood.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold. No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule!
Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Jeez, thank goodness there's a child right there! There's a kid right there, my dude!
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows?
Can't say I'm too mad at him. No, it was pretty funny. It was really funny.
Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Alright, if y'all don't know, there's a Locky meme in the 14 community that stems from the music of this area. Yeah. Do I go pull this up? Do I go pull up this meme? Do we take a 5-second break? Maybe another time. I want to continue this. Did Urianger really say that this massive nutrient-rich lush forest that stretches as far as the eye can see is largely uninhabitable? Alright, number one, yes. This zone is freaking massive. Magic logic, exactly. This zone is stupid big. Number one. I just want that to be understood really quick. This zone is absurdly big. Number two is there's nowhere to build, really? Or rather, it would be difficult, because in order to build like an actual city, you would need to clear all these trees. And that is a tall order. Literally. There's plenty of bases built around or on the trees. Yes, but humanity isn't really great at that. Humanity really isn't great at that. 'Tis plain our Asian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Were it otherwise, you would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Also, cut down literally one tree and you have enough wood to last you for months. I've done it in Satisfactory. I mean, you're right. You're right. but it's also a limited resource at the same time. So, and they're kind of the source of all the nutrients and the, like, the trees here are kind of a big reason why this place is so nutrient rich. So yeah, like, there is that. You don't want to just go cutting them down. This isn't satisfactory. Verily, it pervadeth every corner. And so long as the Light Warden remaineth, the Sin-Eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without surcease. If naught is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of Sin-Eaters did lay waste unto their largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on, wayward souls in want of a guiding hand. For a mercy, Y'shtola hath provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend our steps, to Fort Gone. Neum. Neum. Why are the shadows moving? The shadows moving suggests that the angle of the light source is changing. It is, technically. But the light in the sky is constant and everywhere. No. Story-wise, I'd agree with you. Well, first of all, the shadows are moving because the trees are moving. Not necessarily that the light source is moving. Second of all, the daylight or whatever, the light in the sky is a weather effect. So technically, yes, the day-night cycle is continuing in the background. We're just seeing a unique weather effect overlaid onto our version of the of Norvran. Yeah. But yeah, first of all, the shadows of the trees are moving because the trees are moving. That's reason number one. I didn't mean to talk to Emmett Selk. Can it rain in the everlasting light? No, it cannot. Light blots out all other
I see little sign of recent
elements.
activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction.
The light blots out all other elements of ether, which includes water, which would be rain. It includes lightning. And then how in the 100-year retcon do plants stay alive? Man, I genuinely have no idea. I genuinely. This is one of those things where you're just gonna have to suspend your disbelief. Yeah, me questioning the science of an isekai world. Yeah, this is just one of those things you're just gonna have to suspend your disbelief and move on. These are not the important questions of Shadowbringers here.
Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Now! Surround them!
These Sin-Eaters, they're not like the others.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin-Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
We're not Sin-Eaters.
Perhaps they speak the truth.
Oh, for the love of...
I like how the Warrior of Light, Slayer of multiple icons at this point, is letting himself be held at bow point. Well, we don't want to go around just slaughtering innocent people. It's a courtesy, exactly.
I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives.
I mean, you're right. You don't have to put it like that, but you're right.
You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so I retire to the shade. Good luck.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runar, report.
Master Matoya! We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
Gold Cat Girl! Yeah!
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not. There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us.
Remember, she's blind. She only sees by ether. She literally cannot actually see. So those two light wardens we slurped on, yeah, that's what she's seeing. So, to be ultimately fair, to Etherize, you're literally two light wardens and then some. Yeah, she can tell literally, yeah. No, she's actually blind. This was something that happened towards the end of the base game. She cast a forbidden spell, essentially, because she and Thancred were in life-threatening danger, teleporting both of them to safety. Thancred was teleported, but because the spell is so prone to disaster, which is why it's forbidden, Thancred was teleported halfway across the world without his clothes into the mountains, and she was cast adrift on the live stream. And so, as a, basically the price for her journey through the live stream was her vision, and so now she literally sees ether. Yeah, no, you were about to fire back with it. She can tell the others by name by their ether, why not? Well, yeah, no, essentially our ether has changed so much since she last saw us that she genuinely doesn't recognize us. It's like seeing your little cousin who's like 2 years old, and then the next time you see them, they're 14. Yeah, eating the Sin Eaters makes sense, exactly.
Though he is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but two Light Wardens have already perished by his most puissant hand.
It cannot be.
It's been too long, clearly. Mom says the brownies I made aren't burnt, but
Basta,
Grandpa thinks I handed him a frag grenade. Oh, that's horrible. That's terrible. That's really funny, but that's terrible.
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Raktika and its people.
I forget, No, Shadowbringers introduced Viera, not Hrothgar. I think Hrothgar was a thing before. At least I think. Maybe. I don't know. Lucky. Listen, every time. Every stinking time. You have been busy since arriving in the First, I gather. But I would hear the tale of your travails in more suitable surroundings. With Fort Gone yet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I will await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate, and you will find me soon enough. Lucky me, I can fly. Fort Gone has become Fort Gone. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the Twelf's Wood, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed. It is a foregone conclusion. My sense of humor is so stupid. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Yes. I forgot that Mylon loves dumb jokes. Listen, the stupider it is, the harder I laugh at it, alright? This is the rule. You thrive on puns. Yes, yes. We are not so different, you and I. Oh my goodness.
Slitherbow is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself.
You know, this has always made me wonder how they would treat an Ascian. Listen, Mylon, you know the meme slogan for this region? Yes. Abso-freaking... Wait. Like, you're talking about... Wait, the song, right? Or... Huh? I am confusion. You're talking about that, right? The Lahi? Right? Yeah? Okay. There we go. I timed out Rex. I timed him out for 1 second, but yeah. I feel like that's well within my rights. Anywho.
It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people.
I prefer simple.
Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika.
I like the Matoya's cave theme.
In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me.
You forget what this Light Warden is? I remember, but I'm not gonna say.
Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. What of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
Y'shtola learned Fire 1.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life.
She has a point there. Cat Mom do have a point.
But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Bow, 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 bow. A day in the neighborhood. Oh no, not this quest. I am not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alice and Alphino have changed since arriving here in the first. Change? I mean, I don't want to say this. So, change is part of life. We can but hope it's changed for the better. Alphino got a new shirt. He did. He did get an outfit change. You're right. And after my untoward remarks to Thancred, no doubt he thinks I changed for the worst. I will have to speak with him later. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin work on deciphering this tablet. In the meantime, perhaps you should take a look around about Slitherbow. If there is anything you need, pray speak with Runar at the plaza. Okie day. Sword. Runar! One of my favorite characters in this expansion. Like, legit. Welcome, friend, welcome. My apologies for our less than hospitable greeting earlier. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? I am Mylon, and I'm from where the Exarch is. From the Crystarium, I see. And this tablet you've brought may help us find the Light Warden here in Raktika. Well, you are welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Would it be alright if I joined you? Of course, of course. Anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. With our priests slain and our home in the ruins, we were at the mercy of the Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance, we were able to rebuild. Before long, she became a central figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadow many have come to find solace. That is not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again, now that she is with us, and I have no doubt the others feel the same. She is as much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she does in service to the Dark. But you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to, so long as they reside within Slitherbow. To show reverence to the Dark. In a word, yes. But fear not, it is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. We going on a trip? Oh right, we're supposed to give fake names here. So I probably didn't tell them I'm actually Mylon. Your internet died for a hot minute? No! I am apologies. Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Raktika. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of the light's impurity. A simple and perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment, that I might rid you of the light's impurity? My dude, I have a lot of light in me, but sure, let's do this. As Runar lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Has this water been treated in some way? Runar grabs a squirt bottle. Bad kitty of light. Get away from the light warden. Stop it. You'll get dirty. Oh my goodness. Only blessed by our priests. They are practiced in the arcane arts. As such, it is said their prayers imbue the water with a faint dark energy. A prickling sensation? No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. The dark aspect of this water should have no discernible effect. Unless... By the gods! Master Matoya was right! You are Sin Eaters! I jest. What you felt was likely no more than the chill of the water. Perhaps now would be a good time for you to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbow. For that, I must teach you a customary greeting. If light is inactivity, the warrior of light was made to AFK! Oh my goodness. Alin Tuta. In the language of Ronka, it is one of several ways one might say good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone. Listen, I was blessed by Hydaelyn with overwhelming light, so I could not move and stay in my ley lines. Black mage noises. You need not worry. Merely speak the words Alentuta, and they will know you as friends of the blessed. I will await your return here. Now go. They are likely to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. With the chat mode say, enter Alentuta to greet villagers of Slowbow. Okay. A lit tuna. Guy is having a good time. Anyway. Alentuta. The elderly woman smiles warmly. Okay. She don't say much. I love your Byakko cub. It is so cute. It is the most adorable thing in the world. I love this little thing. He is adorable. I will never use another minion, except maybe Alpha. But, maybe. Ah, newly come traveler. Alenshisi, and welcome to Slitherbow. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the sunless sea. Quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods. We do lots of walking around greeting people. And no, I'm not talking to the Amaro Keep. I have teleports myself. I don't need to auto-fly to places. Oh, this guy. Oh. Alenshisi. Welcome, friend. I take it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in near everything you see. But fear not. Our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask, and it is yours. Maybe I'm thinking of a different dude. I might be thinking of a different dude. I walked around greeting people. Not this way. This way. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but I'm already starting to feel at home. There is still much I have to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see how they've built such a thriving community. A helping hand. Ah, you are returned. Very good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been too long since we have had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions, or if there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, we cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand... Oh, it'd be my pleasure. I'd love to. We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a jug and water the crops in the square. May I help too? Of course. One of you can do the filling and the other the watering. Speak with Ursabel when you have finished. She will be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see to your room and a warm meal. Right then, I'll fill you water. She's excited to help. This was the only jug I could find which was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. You'll need to hurry to the garden before all the water leaks out. Take the jug of water to the square before the contents leak out. You will have 45 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to Minfilia and try again. Nyum! Nyum! 45 seconds is, like, enough time. We don't really need to panic all that much. You've watered half the plot. Fetch another jug of water to take care of the rest. Keyboard, do the thing. Keyboard, do the thing. Was there enough water for the plot? Not quite. I need another jug. Only half? I see. Well, let me refill the jug for you. Take another jug of water to the square before the contents leak out. You will have 30 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to Minfilia and try again. Nyum! Nyum! The whole plot has now been thoroughly watered. Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something? You watered the crops. My apologies for not noticing sooner. I have been rather distracted of late. Watering the crops was always Toria's duty, but she is no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We could plant something if you like. There is no need. The plot is small, it is true, but it provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more. I don't know how you manage. Have the blessed not considered leaving? Life would surely be easier almost anywhere else. I can understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, for whom do you fight? Anywho, tell me, do you know our history? How our faith came to be? Yes, I believe so. How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea? And do you believe in the Knights Blessed? He doesn't say how very glib anymore. They took it out. It maketh me sad. It do the not good chemicals in my brain. Yeah, he no longer says how very glib. He just skips on to the end. Do you believe in Eorzea? They took out the meme. Yeah, because there used to be a dialogue option there. Way back when the cutscenes were skippable. And there was a huge problem of veterans queuing into those dungeons and doing the entire dungeon before the Sprout was done with cutscenes in, like, the first area. And so they made the cutscenes not skippable. But in order to do that, they had to pick a dialogue option for everybody. And so they went with the stay silent dialogue option. And didn't change anything. And so now he's just how very glib. And, like, out of nowhere. And you just didn't say anything. And it's like, well, that's weird. And so recently they took out that voice line and changed it so that he doesn't say how very glib anymore. And he's just like, tell me, for whom do you fight? And do you believe in Eorzea? And and then he launches into his monologue. But anyway. Yes, I believe so. The Knights Blessed was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Raktika Great Wood. I see you have read your history, but there is a history that is told and one that is lived. Like so many in those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all they held dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as Sin Eaters. The people were without answers, without hope, their gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But soon they realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that truth, they found new faith, a belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond these burning skies, in the sunless sea above. That is why we pray, for the safe passage of wayward souls unto that blessed black abyss, for the return of the night, that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the self-same reason our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity, with the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yulmore, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler existence. You are kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and so it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts, to keep alive the legacy they have left us. This we must do for them, our children, and generations yet unborn. To keep their legacy alive. Well, that hit surprisingly home for her. I was enjoying the piano. Darn. New. Hi, Runar. Done tending to the crops already. Very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Runar! I don't know which voice this is. Oh, okay. In the woods! Sin Eaters! I fear they may have the touch. Where? In the grove to the southwest. For mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to Slitherbow. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. But, sir, what of Taria's heartstone? It must be retrieved before the service. Of all the times for Sin Eaters to appear. Are you just going to leave them alone? Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beasts down. But if they indeed have the touch, I will not risk them corrupting one of our own. What was that you said about a stone? A few days past, Tadia, a child of the Knights Blessed, was slain by the Senators. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste, we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her heartstone. All of the Knights Blessed are given such a stone at birth. It is the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the heartstone of the deceased at their funeral, as an offering to the heavens. But now... What if I could find it for you? I have experience fighting Sin Eaters, and the light's corruption does not touch me like it does others. Master Matoya called you Minfilia, did she not? Are you truly the Minfilia, descended from the Oracle? Even so, I dare not ask you to risk your life for the Blessed. I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people are in need and I can help. Please, let me do this. Very well, but if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I could never forgive myself if we were forced to hold a second service. I nearly forgot about Thancred. What if he returns before I do? Don't worry, I'll come with you. I'll babysit you. Thank you. With you at my side, I'm certain we can deal with them in no time at all. Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. I like the Knights Blessed, man. This whole arc... Oh, this doesn't look like 11. Hi, Vault. Hi, Vault. I like this whole arc of Shadowbringers. This entire arc is one of my favorites, man. Anyway. Every time, I'm obligated, every time. Was that a cattle I heard? Was that a Silgar? Was that a Silgar wanting to join Strength? Come here, Kitty. You've been kidnapped. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a jury, to a trial by jury. You have the right to a defense. If you do not have a lawyer, one will be provided for you. I don't know all the Miranda rights. I'm not the one in law classes. Say hello to Streamcat. Oh, you're actually gonna come say hello. No, you're just gonna walk right by my mic and not care. Alright, cool. Silgar says hi. I know he doesn't. I swear, if you complain at me saying you want out when I just let you in, we're gonna have words. There, the Sin Eaters. What the fritz? Silgar, why are you biting your own tail? Isn't that painful? My cat is weird. Guys, my cat is weird. Ungi. He's rolling around in circles, biting his own tail. Alright, I do not... Tail nibbles. I do not understand this boy. I was hoping there would only be one. Tail tames teeth. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first. What do you propose? What do you propose we do? I want her to make a decision. Practice your independence. Binding them together here would make a lot of noise, which might attract beasts or other eaters. But if we fought them separately and quietly, we might not have to worry about that. Alright then. I'll draw one away while you handle the other. I got this. Not worried about myself at all in the slightest. Especially because I'm not being synced down. Let's do this. Hey, buddy. Get dunked on. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Clara. You heard that, Silgar? Those are your Miranda rights, as provided by U.S. law. You and your tamesty tail. All right. Whatever. Fine. You good? Mylon! There you are. It's done. Though I fear I was a bit careless. I'll do better next time, I promise. You good? I'm fine. You needn't worry about me. More importantly, we have to find that Heartstone. You watch too much Law in order to have it memorized? Oh my goodness. They said it was made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the brush. Girly has a heart of gold and a will of iron, man. I see sparkly. I see sparkly. Pile of leaves. I see sparkly. There seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. What? Blasphemy. You mean I actually have to search? What is this? Role-playing in my role-playing game? Heresy. There seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. Hi. Can I help you? No. No eating my drink. That is illegal. Is this you begging for attention? Sitting in front of my computer while I'm playing. Is this begging for attention? Is that what this is? I already grabbed that leaf pile thing. Maybe this one? You brush away the leaves and uncover a brilliant green gem. Sweet, I found it. No. My man's loves knocking stuff over, but he's a cat. It's to be expected. Did you have any luck? Yes, I did. It's beautiful. This has to be it. You know, Thancred always said you were a man of many talents, and I think I'm beginning to understand what he meant. I have much to learn if I'm to be even half the hero you are. The hero she was. I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. We should hurry back to Slitherbow. Runar and the others are probably worried. I should be able to just fly in from the top up here. Hopefully. No. Thank goodness you are safe. I had begun to fear the worst. I got the Heartstone. By all that is dark, you found it! No, sir. Stop trying to knock over my drink. We can proceed with her service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, but to guide our spirits unto the sunless sea in the hereafter. Even should we be felled by the Sin Eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. What's it saying goodbye? Words fail to express my gratitude for this kindness you have done for the blessed. I must insist you and your friends attend Todia's service as honored guests. Yes? Can I help you? You want out? Alright. The cat is tired of me and my antics. Here. Go. Be free. There we go. Same? What do you mean same? What do you mean same? What do you mean same, huh? Huh? There is still much we must do to prepare, but please go and inform the others it will be held in the darker. When you arrive, there should be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. You've got Skyrim cheese wheel vids pulled up alongside these religious talks about death. Oh my goodness. Malin and I learned so much about the Knights Blessed while you were away. And we helped them recover a lost heirloom out in the woods. I know I wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. There were Sin Eaters, and... As long as he accompanied you. But do try to be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse. How did you... Let's just say a little word told me. And it's telling me now that Mylon has business with us. Is something the matter? They've asked us to attend the service. Of course we'll go. It's being held in the darker, is it? We'll take care not to be late, I promise. Neum. The elderly woman hands you a candle. She then points over at a nearby corner where you might place it. Okay. Blue flamed candle. I placed it. Wait at the destination. Am I waiting for the service to start? Is that what this is? Oh, this is voiced. I forgot.
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Let us begin. I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Todia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers. We entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
We call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul onto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her onto paradise everlasting.
So our title has some emotional weight to it. Some significant emotional weight.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks. The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
I should like to have met her.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing. Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars. We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will? Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
Minfilia, that line doesn't help him. I know you mean well, but that line doesn't help him. Because all I have to say is, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. That is the other half of that line.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact. Urianger and I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
Neum. Also, I have a move called Shadowbringer. I would just like that to be made relevant. I know it's my level 90 skill, but still. Good, you're here. Thanks to the Exarch's gift, our next course of action is now clear. Stirring up trouble. Let me begin by first explaining the origins of this tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of the Ronkan Empire, and was likely written under the direction of the reigning ruler. It was a time of strife and unceasing war with neighboring nations. With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. In their desperation, petitions for aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such petition. And you think this ancient petition will somehow help us get into Ixmaya? Indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove themselves an ally of the Ronkan Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruins' protectors to grant us safe passage. The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one recourse. There exists a stone monument inscribed with ancient Ronkan text and translations in a more modern dialect, which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I am confident it will suit our purposes. It's like a... What's it called? The frickin' stone that was used... Rosetta Stone. Where can we find this monument? Here in Cydia, quite close to Slitherbow, in fact. The good news ends there, however, for it is in possession of a rather radical faction of dark worshippers, the Children of the Everlasting Dark. If I am to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention of taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text that I need. To ensure that I will have enough, I am afraid I must ask you and Thancred to assist me. And before you even ask, the answer is no. If we're to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. Alright, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. You get to hang out with Uncle Urianger. Then let us convene outside, to the west of Slitherbow, where the path diverges. Okay, I have something really bad to admit. He even bows dramatically. Listen, I know that's the Elezen bow, but it suits him. Alright, I have something bad to admit. I need to use the bathroom again. I will be right back. I promise. Listen, I don't have a problem. I just drank a lot of friggin' drink at dinner. Alright, I'll be right back, I promise! Ah! Okay, I am back. Your bladder is the size of your brain. Listen, alright? Listen. I don't have a defense against that because you might be right, but hey now. Okay. Nyom. Oh! Alright, anyway. The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted at Cleric to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he is ought to share of their recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There is a chance we may encounter them along the way. Stay close and stay alert. I would avoid a confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them into the sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen. Jeez, Ishtola. Savage. Uh-oh. I helped him. I like hitting buttons. But the blessed dark. Thank goodness you are unharmed. We would have arrived sooner, but we too had a rather unwelcome visit from the children. You are an acquaintance of Master Matoya, then? My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a closer look. I was careless. Strange? What have you seen? At first, there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary. The usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. But then I took notice of their venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any ideas as to what? It could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the Blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them. But perhaps we can use their present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nests where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Set them loose on the nests, and we would have our opportunity to sneak into their encampment. What a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure their hives. Have you anything we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there. Then it's settled. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search about for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think. Okie day. Nyum. Outpost supplies. Alright. Smoke bomb. Pachow. Large burlap sack. I have collected 1 beehive. Second beehive. There we go. Kablam! The guard returned to Slitherbough, but not before offering his thanks. As for the beehives, Thancred and I were successful in acquiring what we need. How did you fare? I have dose! This is more than enough. The children are certain to be displeased. Let us hurry before the bees begin to stir. A beautiful plan. The children's settlement is to the west, a place they call Woven Oath. According to the guard, there is an airway apart from the entrance which leads to the spiders' nests. If the fates are kind, the way will be clear. Maybe. Knowing my luck, as the Warrior of Light, there's always something I need to hit. Right. Oh, it's a beautiful plan. Oh, that's kind of funny. Up there is the airway. Do you see it? A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss the bag through. Though we should probably loosen the ropes keeping it closed, enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honors? That should do it. Now we wait. What is that? Bees! Bees! By the abyss, they're everywhere! Help! Someone help! We have to save the spiders! It sounds like our plan is working. Still, it is quite likely not all were drawn away from their posts. If you should come to blows with the children, I'll see to it any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy Y'shtola more time. Should anyone get past me, it falls to you to guard her. You got it. Your concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt it will come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing about bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now, if you both are ready... She definitely gets satisfaction from this. It's great. We stand Goth Cat Mom here. You know, I genuinely don't remember how to get in there. Ah, okay, cool. Hey, look, lots of enemies. Imagine if I had to fight them. Look at all these enemies I don't have to fight, man. Jeez, like... Dude, this would be... Ooh, that would be a trip, right? The font of seeing suggests this is a chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near potential distractions from their worship. Perhaps the monument is further in. Okie day. Yes, this is it. I'll be but a moment. Keep watch of the entryway. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look over this? At a glance, I can tell they are old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. Internet died again. No! You missed the bees! You came back at a good time? Yes, this is a good time, but you did miss the bees. We set a hive of bees loose on a nest of spiders. It was great. Anywho. We're not like to come here a second time. 'Twould behoove us to learn all that we can. Alright, anyway. Stand at the destination and examine the murals. There we go. Examine the murals and take note of what events they may depict. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target a mural, and examine it with the click. Okay. Which one do we start with? Which one do we start with? Primitive, Ronkin, or Faded? I'm thinking we just go left to right. I'm thinking that's the case. The mural appears to be ancient, a warrior in the middle standing triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory. Okay. The mural appears to be very old. A ruler sits atop a throne, attended by their subjects. The mural appears to be fairly old. A knight shields himself and their comrades from an encroaching darkness. The central figure is considerably faded. Those are... Wait a minute! Does anyone notice anything about these figures of shadow here? Yes, they are? I was gonna say. I was about to say. Interesting. I recognize those, and Stream, you might too. Share with the class? If you remember way back in Heaven's Ward, the Heaven's Ward patches, if you remember the Warriors of Darkness that we fought, who Minfilia sent back to the first, these look like them. Just saying. These look like them. It is pretty clear. And by process of elimination, this would be Arbert. Right here, in the middle, the faded one. Technically, there's a sixth member, but that's spoilers for
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this.
Not necessarily spoilery, just it requires a lot of wiggling and a lot of check boxes that you have to do. Arbert! Yeah! Gods, Ronka, and this.
There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it, slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was, but he had a good heart. He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends, a tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. One day you will all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself? I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place.
I was having a
Is something the matter?
conversation.
We should go. The others are waiting.
Ishtola, I was... okay, fine. Anyway. I believe I now have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablet. Tell me, Mylon, did the murals appear to be of any significance? Depictions of heroes from the Age of Gods, the Ronkan Empire, and immediately before the Flood. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiques. Or antiquities. Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove to be of use in the future. An unwanted proposal. Let us hurry to Slitherbow. The others are waiting. After we've returned, the two of you should rest a while. No doubt Runar will be eager to have you sample his cooking. As soon as I discover anything of import, you'll be the first to know. Okie day. Noom. I'm debating pausing. And here's my reasoning, because it's 11. I know we started late, but I'm not going until midnight, alright? Just for the 3 hours. Mylon, the guard told me you left with Master Matoya to wove an oath. And no sooner do you return than she locks herself away in her chambers without so much as a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. But she is safe, and that is all that matters. Okay, good night, Clara. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat there by the fire? The stew will soon be ready. Okay. Is this the cutscene? Is this the cutscene? It might be. I don't remember. Ah, yes, the stupid Sid animation from Male Mikote. I love it.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
I tire of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it? The blessing may spare him the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. He is not as he was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that he has been suffused with their light.
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help! The Ilmorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Ah, this was not the cutscene I thought it was. But this is still an important cutscene nonetheless. Meanwhile, in Yolmor, Meanwhile, elsewhere...
Lord Vorthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
And you as disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling Warriors of Darkness. They have slain Sin-Eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers, so I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion. They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king. Nay, a god. I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss.
Can you say egomaniac?
Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them. That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
Imagine saying that an entire calamity struck the world, killed a solid 80% of the world's population, and wiped it completely off the face of the map. And you say it happened so that you could have sole reign over the remaining 20% of the world. That is an interesting mental performance in gymnastics. Or that is an interesting performance in mental gymnastics, sir.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power. But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome, and we will, once we eliminate the Sin Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now, and the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making, or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Vorthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin Eaters?
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Oh, why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you! So naive! So painfully predictable! Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eaters' defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated! The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine! I will not stand for this! Do you hear me?
I don't think you can stand, my guy. What was he about to do there? I don't know, and I don't think I want to know. What was that spell? Enthrall, probably. Like a primal, yeah. It would make sense. It would make sense.
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
I do. I presume that is your doing. If you have come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands. By Lord Vorthry's decree, Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness?
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed. Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed shadow at bay.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for Woven Oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven Oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our faith to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
We can't just end there. We can't just... let me talk to Riange. Hold on. The god hath been afflicted with a most terrible and efficacious poison. We have attempted all manner of healing incantations. Alas, his condition remains unchanged. At present, we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. Do we... I know this is a really bad time to end. I think we go ahead and end now. Because I don't think there's another good stopping point. I really don't. But I think we go ahead and pause here. It do be 11. Yeah, it's like 11:20. So yeah. Thank you to everybody for coming along. Stupid friggin'... Oh my goodness. My browser has a weird up... Hold on, can I edit the settings of that? Like, the stupid... Hold on. Do. My browser has this like really loud thing on startup, which is kind of annoying. I can figure out how to turn that off later. If you stop at exactly 11:20:03, it'll be Fibonacci sequence. True. True. Very, very, very true. Let's see who we raiding. Let's raid Brave. Brave is cool. Brave is awesome. Let's raid Brave. Cause he hanging out playing I Am a Nerd and I'm Not Sorry. Yes, yes. There we go. But yeah, thank you to everybody for coming along. I really do appreciate y'all. I know it's late. I know I started late. I know. Thursday, we should hopefully... It occurred to me just now, I may play more 14 on Thursday, and we'll just put a pause on Hi-Fi Rush for the time being, while I'm still sorting out, new schedule, new, stream times, new stream games, that sort of thing. Just life is really hectic right now, and I really want to apologize for that. I am trying to get it under control, I promise. I might stream more of this, on Thursday, we'll see. It might be Hi-Fi Rush. I don't know. I'm probably gonna make that decision in 30 seconds before I hit start stream. But anyway, thank you guys for coming along. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Enjoy whatever you stream. Thank you. I will see you guys on Thursday with whatever the heck I decide to stream. And keep in mind that Friday is going to be D&D. So, yeah, please look forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. But anywho, thank you everybody and have a nice night. Take care of yourselves. Good night. Bye-bye.